Hi, everybody. We're back from the NAC, and there's a video that I wanted to do for a very long time, and it will be what parents should and should not do. And this is just our suggestion as coaches, and our goal with every coach, I feel, is like your kid to be successful. And there are little things that sometimes the parents are doing unintentionally that can hurt the fencers, the kids, the athletes, whoever is watching this video. So first I wanna touch base on parents talking to the referees, asking the referees questions during the bouts, questioning the referees' calls will be a huge no. And not only this nag that just passed, but I've seen so many nags. The parents from certain places, clubs, whatever, maybe they're not educated enough to know that you can never ask anything. Actually, the referee is not obligated to answer any of your questions. The referee can communicate with the coach, and the referee can communicate with the fencer, your kid. Your kid can ask questions, the referee is explaining. But you, as a parent, you have no right to ask. And especially like the way sometimes you guys are coming so aggressively. And for the most part, I don't think a lot of the parents know a lot of the rules. And they're kind of celebrating every time they see a light going off, and then the referee gives the call, and then the question is the parent is questioning the call, and it's getting so messy, and this puts so much pressure on your own kid. And highly suggest you just, if you want to record, just record your kid. Don't ask questions, don't make comments. I'm giving you just really genuinely advice. The other thing I want to touch base is when the parents are disrespecting other fencers and other coaches. um I mean, for some might be harsh to hear, but like, this is a sport where it's about respect. It's about, I mean, how should I explain in a nicer way? We're not going there to shoot each other, to wrestle each other, to box, to fight in a cage. No offense to any other sport that is part of it. It's just, I'm saying that, like, you go there, you do your job as a parent, and you leave. Questioning, fighting with other coaches, fighting with other fencers is none of your job. This puts the sport in a very tricky situation where if a new parents come and see what's happening, there's like, is this what sport is about? No, fencing is not this. It's not about this. Yeah, we may disagree with certain things, but this is between us coaches and other coaches. It's not between the parents. And I always tell our parents, let us handle it. I don't want any of my parents to fight with other parents. This is not necessary. Um, what is the other thing? The other thing is like when you repeat what the coach is saying. That is the best one. When the coach is suggesting something to the fencer, and then I feel like sometimes the parents are repeating it from a good heart. I understand, but I feel the fencer needs to hear only the coach's voice, not the parents, not anybody else, because fencing is it. There's a lot of pressure. It's very intense, and by you speaking out, you're starting to distract your own kid from what the coach is saying, even though you might say the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
It, it's a
I mean,
distraction.
it really depends again on the situation because with different kids and different fencers will absorb it differently. So it's really it's gotta be something that's been done. If you know something may be working, okay, but then if you know it may cause a distraction, you just gotta make sure you move away somewhere and record on the site and do no interactions. I know for sure some of the fencing clubs they used to do that too, where they just don't allow the parents to be in the venue, and they can come in, bring their pot, and the kids gotta know how to handle themselves, bring their water, bring their snacks, pace themselves, whether you're gonna listen music, whether you're gonna hang out with friends. You gotta make sure that you get the most of this learning experience. And coach may be there, coach may not be there. You gotta be respectful to the opponents. You gotta be respectful to the referees.
Other
And
coaches.
it's the key part is again to use this as a learning and growing experience because that's gonna be in any sport that you do. And you gotta choose how you're gonna act and also how your parents gonna act. And it's there are just so many variables that you need to take into again in consideration because 100 different things will work for 100 different fencers. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to have a guidance of again of even with fencing, we teach the A's and B's, the C's of how you should do it, what you should be doing, but then we see more and more that you can be doing whatever you want as long as it's working. So that's the bottom line. You just gotta make sure that being respectful. You're gonna keep doing and working your way through wins, through victories, through losses, through close wins, close losses. It's all part of your growing experience. Sometimes things will go your way, sometimes they will not go your way. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. That's how sports is. Nobody had only ups. Period.
Yeah. So, with the respect to the referees and the other coaches and other fencers, I want to say something that because we've been seeing like parents being extremely aggressive and disrespectful, and I wouldn't be surprised if this keeps happening. The parents will not be allowed on the strips. And if you want to not see your kid fencing, I mean, keep doing what you're doing because there are already reports of certain parents how they behave and all these things, and we know, and they're kind of the same in every tournament. And it's sad because I talk to coaches in different clubs, and some coaches are afraid to say something to the parents because they feel like they'll move to different club. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I, if my club, if my club, our club, if the parents, if the fencers don't kind of how should I say it? It's not that don't respect, but don't have certain standards of how they need to behave in the club and outside of the club. For me, this is one of the most important things. I don't think we're gonna align. And I'm not afraid people leaving the club if they don't think that they should behave well, they should respect others too. I mean, I'm not saying that I will not have an argument with somebody, whether it's a referee. Sometimes I'm gonna have the disagreement. I'm not gonna fight with referees. I'm not gonna fight with coaches. We will have a disagreement, but there's a certain level of respect. We're here for a long haul, and we go through our ups and downs all the time. One day you win medal, the next day you don't, and you don't have to be mean to people. So I feel like for me, respecting how you represent you, your family, your coaches, your club is extremely important. And when my name is on the line, I have certain standards, and it's non-negotiable. Also, just a little reminder, when your kids are misbehaving or the parents are misbehaving, the college coaches are not only watching the kids. I just want to give you a heads up. They're watching also the parents. So I don't want you to get hurt, like to not have opportunity to go to school or your kid going to school because of the behavior. People having videos, they're recording everything. I think it's something that is easily fixed.
No, the whole college thing is a process where again is like if you win your cadet event or you lost and you act like trash or you win and you act like trash
Yeah,
and your victory will not mean absolutely anything. Because again, it's like it's very important the coaches, like what you were talking about the whole time is like we expect a certain culture with a certain behavior because this is what's going to align with what we expect for the programs that we know
in our
that
belief
our
system.
that our kids go
Yeah,
to, and that's what the coaches that are in those colleges they look for as well.
yeah,
You got to be there, you got to support your teammates, you got to be a good teammate. Just your individual results,
yeah,
it's not enough. That's again with the same with you need to get your enough scores, grades, everything, whichever whatever you've done in school, then the admission looks at this way, and then also the coaches look at everything. There will be certain criteria of results, and then there will be how you behave and how do you improve yourself and how you can bring something to a team.
yeah. Yeah, I cannot stress about the teammate work, and we've talked, and we don't have really that problem because I always tell our kids, you never succeed on your own. If you think you can succeed on your own, be my guest and try to train yourself by yourself, try to fence by yourself. We all need a support system, and being aligned with people who support you, even though they might not achieve what they want, and you're achieving certain things that they dreamed of. I will repeat this over and over again. Just because somebody succeeded doesn't mean that they're taking something from you. There's a success for everybody in different shape and forms. And if somebody's success is becoming a national champion, for somebody else success is like being able to even fence after a major surgery, or being able to get up after a tough loss, or whatever that is. And when you start focusing on that part, then the pressure won't be like I have to win, so I go to the college or whatever. You're always gonna go to a school, even if it's not the first choice. It doesn't matter. Don't focus on that because, and I said to my kids over and over, not my person, I mean for my our own kids and also for the fencers, which they're our kids. If you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a lawyer, if you want to become whoever you want to become, the school will not prevent you. You not going to your number one choice, or whether it's Ivy, whatever that is not going to prevent you. So just keep that in mind. And what else? What else?
Another thing I wanted to say about the again parents, coaches. When I started coaching in the very beginning, again we had kids that were very close to making national team, and we're kind of freaking out about looking at rankings, calculations, and I mean, I suggested to the parents and to other coaches too is just I started looking more of the whole experience of looking at it as a marathon rather than you gotta go. You're gonna have again, as I'm gonna keep saying, ups, downs. It is fencing, so everyone is on a different path. Sometimes everything's gonna work great in the beginning, and it's not gonna end up well. Sometimes it's gonna start not so well, and then it can end up well. Again, you gotta make sure that when you go on tournaments and parents be patient with your kids, they gonna learn through the whole process. Again, coaches are learning. Making sure again is like for everybody the situation is unique. Sometimes it's you're gonna medal, sometimes you're not gonna medal. It's not the end of the world. Enjoy the process. Again, try to improve yourself because this is the main thing right now. For us to keep it sane and to keep it motivated, we gotta again work on the process itself, and sometimes we focus on more on the competition side, sometimes we focus more on the training side. So it's really sometimes we focus on the parent side to make sure that things get aligned, so then in the long term things will add up. It's again, it's not going to be the end of the world if you make the team, or if you're not going to make team, or if you become a world champion, or if you don't become a world champion. Life moves on, and then you got to make sure that you absorb the best from the process you can get.
Yeah. And the bottom line is like coaches, fencers, parents, we want the same goal, your kid to be successful. And just realize the success has different kind of ways, different, like, there's a different success stories, and none of them are the same, but every story is worth sharing. Every story is worth like a kind of being inspired by. So, yeah, that's our TED talk, right? Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to touch base on the refereeing situation where I'm looking at many referees getting affected by coaches, and it's very important you as a young referee to make sure that you have a style of how you're gonna referee and you stick to this style. It's gonna be up to you whether you're gonna change how you're gonna call it, or the coach will have to adjust the fencer, or the fencer has to adjust to make that happen based on how you see it. If I'm gonna call more the legs, then my fencer needs to know this and they need to adjust to it. If you're gonna call more the arm, then we can adjust to it. If you're recalling 1 point arm, 1 point legs,
Yeah.
then we have a problem. One time is reprise, one time is not reprise. That's going to be inconsistency. So for the again referees, young referees, have a plan. Look at please the the intention of the action, and then how the bout goes throughout the whole match. If this person likes parry, you're gonna know if this person got the parry or didn't get a parry. If it's random, if I look for prep every single time and the referee gives the prep every single time, okay, then I'm in a good shape. But then after the break, one of the coach goes, he tells, oh no, that's gotta be not a prep, it's gotta be attack. Now the referee changes the calls.
Yeah.
It's part of the game, but then for us to have better referees, again, the referees have to have opinion. They gotta stick to their opinion and let the fencers and the coaches adjust to the ref, not the other way around.
Mhm.
Many occasions, the coach will go and adjust the referee so it worked for their fencer. This is the biggest BS ever.
Yeah. Well, that's how we end up. I hope you're having a good day. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos, because I'm forgetting to tell everybody, hey, we have a new video. But anyway,
Click
ho-
like, support us. Again, we are there to
and
help as much as we
yep,
can.
if you have any questions, guys, you can leave them in the comments or anywhere in the social media. We're trying to answer them all, because at the end of the day, we want to make the sport better and healthier place. And I think we're going to do that. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.